Let's do a get ready with me as a Sephora college manager while I tell you crazy things that have happened to me at Sephora. Yeah, coming live from YouTube is crazy because I don't know what y'all thought the band was gonna stop. Right. Something about filming a get ready with me on this good quality seems criminal. And y'all think just because TikTok is getting like, I'm aware I need to go buy another one of these, but like, you gonna come out, all right? You finna come out. Sorry, y'all know this is part of the process. Gotta look crazy first. We gonna have to do an ultra run soon, I fear. Just because TikTok is being banned does not mean that I cannot do my Sephora story times, because you know what? That's how we got here, okay? I don't know why I just looked down there. Oh, guys, I'm nervous. Okay, so we have to stick to our roots and make sure we don't forget where we came from. Also, this gives me like the ability to like yap a little bit more because it's like unlimited storage and I can just yap my oh. And the one thing I'm gonna have to work on is I can't cuss on YouTube, okay? As my mom so kindly pointed out when she texted me one day and asked, why do you cuss so much on your TikTok? Sometimes I just feel like you can't really grasp a situation unless I add some colorful words. Oh, that's skinny. I like this so much better. I don't have to stop. So this story actually happened yesterday, I fear, okay? So very fresh on my mind, which is why I like have to tell you guys. After the holiday season, and I am still personally being humbled. Working with one of my coworkers, and this woman like comes around the corner and she goes, says her name, okay? And my coworker's like, oh my God, like, hi. The woman that came in, the customer is like, I'll be right back. I have to go like try this on. And my coworker turns to me and she goes, oh my God, that's my ex's mom. And I'm like, oh, T. Alright, that seems a little messy of me, but I was like, oh my God, like T. And she was like, oh my God, girl, but like, she's crazy. And I'm like, what? She was like, I can't explain it, but just know she's crazy, and like, let's just go on about her business. And I was like, okay, cool. So the lady like comes in and she comes back in after like trying on her clothes. And like her and my coworker are like talking for a little minute, really just trying to like figure out foundation for her, because I guess that's what she was looking for. And she comes back up to the counter and my coworker's like, do you know
any like foundations that are like full coverage that, you know, are like kind of affordable?
I'm just gonna say this here, right? There's a reason I go to Ulta too. I can't afford all that stuff in Sephora. Every time I hear the words like affordable, I'm like Sephora collection. But like there was not like a really good full coverage like what she was looking for. And so I go like, okay, what about House Labs? Like it's on the little bit higher end, but like, you know, it's a good foundation, and like I'm using it right now. Like you can see like she's a good foundation. Now, I would also like to preface by saying, okay, I was not wearing any makeup. The night before, I actually cried for 3 hours straight, so my face was really puffy. That's on me, okay? And no, I never cry about people or men or like individuals like that. I just be crying about like life, like, you know what I mean? Like I hold in all of my stuff and just like cry. I don't know why I'm like traumatized, I'm sorry. But anyway, just know I was looking rough. Okay, I was looking rough. And I was like, no, like the House Labs foundation is actually one of my favorites. Where is, y'all, this is the problem too, is like, I can never find anything. Which is funny because y'all know that video where it's like of Kanye West and he was like, I love Lady Gaga. But what the, does she know about Polaroids? This woman basically had that reaction. She was like, Lady Gaga don't know nothing about my skin tone. And I was like, have no fear, I'm here. Like, girl, I use Lady Gaga. Like, let's not clock her tea. Her brand is actually really good. So I was like, no, like I use it, like blah, blah, blah. And she's looking at me skeptical. Like, as she should. I have no makeup on. Whatever, I get it. I was like, yeah, like, let me show you a video real quick on, like, what it looks like on the skin. And I was like, I'll show you, like, the application. So, like, I was simply showing her, like, one of the videos that I had on my, like, camera roll where I was, like, putting the makeup on just so that she can see what it looks like. As she's watching the video, she starts complimenting, you know, me in the video. She's like,
like, oh, like, girl, that looks good. Like, that, oh, it's beautiful. Like, blah, blah, blah.
She, like, looks at the video and then she looks at me and she's just like,
girl, that's not you.
Now, I will admit, okay, I was like, I laughed at first because, you know, I had to laugh it off. And I'm laughing because I'm like, surely my ears deceive me. Like I didn't hear what I just think I just heard. Right? You know, I was just gonna laugh it off and act like she didn't say anything, but then she said it again. And then she said it again. and then again. All right. And I was like, okay, point like proven. She was just like, no, that's not you. Okay, like, I get it. I look rough, but you're really just like digging the freaking sword in right now. Very humbling. Very humbling. Literally go like, yeah, like, I fear I had to open today. Yeah. I literally had no rebuttal. I didn't have a single rebuttal. I was just like, I mean, yeah, tea has been clocked. Like, what do you do when someone clocks your tea like that at that point? You just have to sit there and take it, I think. I didn't sit there. I, like, actually walked away. But, you know, I had to take it. And after she, like, left, I literally looked at my coworker and I was like, not her clocking my tea and calling me a catfish. And she goes, I told you she's crazy. And she was like, don't listen to her, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, like, this got me really wanting to step my game up. I immediately went home and did my 10-step skincare because I was not playing. I was like, you know what? I will never be caught. You know, but I'm glad it was someone like that, like someone that didn't know me. She just had to let me know. And like, honestly, I respect it. One day I was having a really, really, really bad day at work, okay? And this was right before I had sworn off men. So like, this was the last man that really just like pissed me off. One day I'm gonna have to do a story because like, sometimes men are put you in situations to humble you. So you know what you won't stand for again. Like, if I decide to be a ruthless B word for the rest of my life, I should, because men have tried me way too many, but that's another video for another time. So I'm having a bad day already, all right? So I'm literally just like in shambles. Once again, another one of my like 7 a.m. opens, so I'm looking like rough. Like I'm looking beat up. I'm going through it with like my self-esteem and I'm just like, I can't do this. Like I simply cannot do this today. Having a little therapy session low-key on the floor with my coworker as we're like restocking the Sol de Janeiro. I'm just like, no, like I literally can't do it. Like I literally can't do this anymore. Like I'm having a mental breakdown fully. And this man starts to like approach where we're standing and he has like a dog. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know what? A dog will definitely make me feel better. Like this is just gonna hype me up. The dog is like walking over and I'm like, oh my God, I love your dog. He's so cute or whatever. And he was like, this man just goes unprovoked. Oh, and he loves him some chocolate. Sir, I was already having intrusive thoughts due to a man. And you just put even more in my head. How dare you? You know what? I simply, like, I just looked at him like this. There's not a thought or soul left in my eyes that day, okay? But I will say I'm much better. It's fine. It's fine. Was that heavy and dark? Maybe. You guys are also really seeing how long it actually takes for me to blend out my concealer. On TikTok, I feel like I'm always like, ooh, let me cut this here because I'm like, it takes me forever, but like, it's literally taking me forever to blend it out. Now, I feel like I can tell this story on here just because I have less people watching me on here and not that many ops. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you this story. Okay. This happened not too long ago. I was already the acting manager when this happened. One of the women that was working with us, like she was older. All of us are in our 20s and she happened to be like 40 something. I'm not saying that to point out her age, but I'm just pointing out the extreme scenario that this is and this woman's age to kind of just really highlight how crazy it is. First time I'm like working with this lady, her like BI, which is the beauty insider, is like low. One of the things of my job is like letting them know and like how we can get it up to, you know, make sure that we're not missing those. So I'm explaining it to her and like I start to notice that she's like sniffling a lot. Surely like she's not about to cry, right? Like I didn't say anything that's gonna like make her cry. I see her like go over to the mirror. I just want to inquire a little bit at this moment because I'm like, I hope I didn't like make her cry. And I'm like, are you okay? And she starts bawling. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm to be one of those zodiac but I am a Sagittarius. I don't do well with people crying in front of me, but it happens a lot. And I can handle it. Maybe it's the big three. The rest of them are earth signs, so that's what I'm gonna go with. But people usually older than me don't cry in front of me. So I like, especially that age gap. So I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. So I was like, oh my God, like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong?
And she was just like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm just struggling really bad right now. My friend's in the hospital and I didn't go see her yesterday and I feel like a really horrible person. And like my boyfriend, like I want him to like move out of my apartment and he's just there. And I'm just like, I never have time to be alone.
So she's just like trauma dumping her whole life, which I have no problems with that. Working in retail, like it happens a lot more than you think. I'm used to like being a therapist, but also in my like outside of life, outside of work, it also happens a lot. I was what you call a Captain Save-A-Ho in my sorority. Like people just came to me and just like would tell me their business and I would help them. I would never tell people their business because I listen and I don't judge, like genuinely. I'm discombobulated. I don't know where I was. Used to having to be the therapist friend, right? And so I was just like, you know, girl, like it's completely fine. She just like couldn't stop crying. Like actually to the point where like She couldn't do anything. So I was like, you know what? How about you go home? I'll hold down the fort. I'll let them know that I sent you home. Like, just go home. And she was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And looking back on that, I definitely got played, okay? So I literally go to one of my supervisors and I'm like, hey, I just sent so-and-so home. And he was like, why? And I was like, because she can't stop crying. And he just like looked at me and I looked at him. We looked at each other and just sighed and walked away. I don't really think anything of it, but like any times that I did work with her, which I did not work with her often, probably like 3 or 4 times, she was just always really like skittish, like always just like something was happening and she was just constantly like moving around, which there's nothing wrong with that, but she was just constantly like going in and out of shelves, moving very quickly, like all of that stuff. But then one day it's me and her and one other of the employees working. Day's going by normal. It's really busy in there, all like in our own worlds. I'm literally color matching someone. One of the other girls is on the floor and she's also color matching another person. Out of my eye, as I'm color matching this woman, I see the like security guards and like loss prevention start walking in. And usually when they come in, they're like about to take a customer. So they're going straight to the register and I'm like, oh, did the people checking out like happen to steal in the process? They look at her and they're like, come with me. Like the woman that works with us, the employee, they look at her and they're like, come with me. Has she been stealing? Has she been stealing? Finds out this woman had been stealing during her shifts. Like full-blown stealing. She had stole fragrances, like cologne. She said she stole a whole bunch of other stuff that they didn't like catch her for. I'm surprised she admitted that. To each their own. I look back on her situation. She was crying the first day. She was like, you know, I just never thought that I would be here at this age, at life, and like blah, blah, blah. Like I have a degree. And you know, I thought those were just tears of like, not being where you want to be in life. Like I've had those moments where I'm like sobbing, like blah, blah, blah. I just thought it was one of those moments and I gave like advice, but like whole time, like she's thinking like, I didn't think I was going to be 43 stealing from my job. I just want to say, I'm so excited to start doing like YouTube videos. I feel like because I am such a yapper anyway, I would do so much better on like long form content because I can really yap. You guys can really understand my thought process, which is a lot. Like I feel like most of the time you guys are probably like, what the heck is she talking about? Have no fear, guys. Sequoia is here. That's gonna be my tagline for a series. I don't know what series yet, but it's gonna be for one of them. Okay guys, so that's my very basic makeup, and like I said, I am so excited to start pumping out this content, like 2 videos in a week. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. This is just the beginning. Like I want to push these out. This is gonna be my new TikTok. Like I have to get my creative outlet out somewhere. I'm distraught that they're banning it. Like you literally could have taken anything. You could have taken Twitter, you could have taken Instagram. I could say you could take Snapchat, but that's like my second camera roll, and it doesn't matter anymore. Like, you love something, then they snatch it from you. Like, what's the American government? Don't get me started. Y'all know I'm a poli-sci and criminal justice major. I can do a whole discourse. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you for my next YouTube video. What? And I will see you next time. Bye!